Beautiful night to play this ball game. The sun's down now. It's just gone down behind the ridge.
We ask, Lord, you bless these boys as we play the sports tonight. Bless all the participants and the watchers. May a spirit of competitiveness be felt among us in a good and spiritual way. Lead, guide, and direct our paths this evening, for we ask it all in Christ's name. Amen.
As you were saying, it's a great night for football. Matter of fact, Nelson, the sun just set in the west, and that helped out 100%.
That helped you out, Bobby, because you can see where that sun went out. And you know this is north and south field. I don't know when I ever saw the field look much better than it looks. It's got a good sod on it, and hadn't been many playing on it. Of course, having only one junior high will help this field a whole lot because they played lots of football on this thing every year.
Well, the captains and co-captains getting ready to go out to the center of the field.
That's our tackles, Scott McAdoo and Tim Thompson. There's going to be our captains tonight.
I'll tell you what, I interviewed those two young men this morning on Dwight's coach's show, and those are some very intelligent as well as good athletes.
You know, it's an unusual thing to me. These guys that are playing for Benton this year, every one of them has a great high grade. Now, I don't say every one of them, but I know most of these fellas have a high grade point average, like a 3.4 and a 3.8 and this sort of thing. And I think that's great.
Okay, let's take this opportunity to let's wait on the coin toss, and then we'll take one more 90-second break. Out in the center of the field, the co-captains for Rogers, number 7, Greg Johnson, or I keep wanting to call him Johnson, it's Jackson, number 44, Jeff Clemens. And they're out in the middle of the field with McAdoo and Thompson for the Benton High School Panthers. People starting to flow in, and here at the last moment, of course, Rogers, that's what, about a 5-hour drive down from Rogers, and they might have 100 people here, which is good for that great distance.
There's about 150 over, but I'll tell you something, there's a lot of people on this side. It's nearly full over on this side.
Of course, starting out with a 27-15 victory against Malvern last week, rated number 12 in Arkansas. That probably helped out a little bit.
Yes, it did. I know it did. People like to go see a winner play. You can't get away from that.
Well, you hear a little bit of cheering in the background.
You know, Bob, won't be any trouble to tell who's who here tonight with Rogers dressed all in white and the Panthers in their red shirts with gray pants. I see Rogers won the toss and will receive at the south end of the field.
Okay.
And again, I'm glad of it.
Okay, let's take a 60-second timeout, and we'll be back with the kickoff. I believe Benton won it and turned it down.
I expect they did. I didn't see it. But I don't, it's too early in the season to be taking the ball and a young ball club.
Can you hear me down there, Ricky? Stand by about 30 seconds. Edmondson and Nelson Rainey live at CWS Stadium in Benton. Tonight's non-conference ball game between the Benton High School Panthers and the Rogers Mounties. And we had the toss just a couple of minutes ago. The Panthers actually won the toss, but gave away their option to Rogers. Rogers will be receiving from the south end, and that will be the left of your radio dial. Panthers kicking off from the north end in the first half of play.
You know, there's an advantage of playing at home because now Scott Long been kicking them low and not great kicks by any means, but I'll bet you he gets a good kick here just because he's at home, because he's used to the field.
Back deep, number 25 for Rogers. That is Ken Valines. And Scott Long, as Nelson said, kicking off for the Benton High School Panthers. Panthers 1-0. Rogers 0-1. They got beat last week pretty good by a top 5 team from Missouri. The ball is up, It's going to go to number 25, or make that number 29 back on about the 10-yard line. Up to the 15, hit and down.
Oh, mercy.
And that was number 29, Paul Moat, in on that tackle, or carrying the ball actually for Rogers. We'll get straight down in a minute.
Robert Godino down on the tackle. And number 23, too, is down there. Number Kirk Shelnut. They were all right. Good coverage on that. He fumbled the ball a little bit, and he really started him deep back at about his 11-yard line, looks like.
Okay, number 15 is Chuck Hyde. He's the quarterback for Rogers High School. Wide receiver to the left. Long count behind. Takes the ball up the middle to one of his tailbacks, and he's out to about the 20 before he is pulled down by several Benton Panthers. Carrying the ball was number 32, Billy Dunham.
Whole side of the line had to stop him then, but they had a good charge off that ball. The offensive line blew us straight backwards there for a little way, so we're going to have to get down there and dig a little grass there. Stop that.
It's 2nd down and 5 now for Rogers from their own 22-yard line. Hyde, the quarterback, wide receiver to the left, up
they
middle.
Stopped him that time.
And nothing there.
Nothing, I mean.
I believe that was number 44, Jeff Clemens. And that's going to bring up a 3rd down and about 4.
Kelsey Dedman came out of that ball game, and Scott Long went in. Scott is, they try to keep him out of there all they can. He's so doggone important to us on offense.
3rd down and 4 now for Rogers from their own 23-yard line. Hyde, the quarterback. 2 receivers to the left. Takes the ball, drops back to pass, rolls around left side. A lot of pressure. Ball is
Lordy.
up.
We all but intercepted.
And it is intercepted. Corey Hill.
Intercepted. Tip drill, and he intercepted the ball.
And that was number 44, Corey Hill.
He threw that one up for grabs, and we had a defender, and I believe it was number 30. I'm not sure. Jeff Brooks had tried to intercept the ball, knocked it straight up in the air, and Corey Hill took it on the fly and almost got out of there with it.
So the Panthers make the break early in this ball game. It's going to be 1st down and 10 now for the Benton High School Panthers, starting out on Rogers' 21-yard line. Wide receiver.
Greg Jenkins in there instead of Corey Hill. I don't know if Corey got hurt on that play or not.
Coming out in the wishbone, Tommy Jumper, number 4, the quarterback for Benton. Takes the ball, hands off up the middle. Lincoln, he picks up a couple of 3 yards. He's going to be down to nearly the 20, inside the 20 actually.
Number 12, Monte Carlo Cornwell went in and so I can't.
Lincoln checks out for Benton, and Corey Hill checks in. It's going to be 2nd down and 8 yards
we got a
for
guy
Benton.
Number 3 in the backfield, and he's not on the scorecard here. Number 3, he's playing right halfback right now.
Jumper, the quarterback. Corey Hill hit at the line of scrimmage, but he still picks up a couple of yards before he is brought down. And
Jeff Brooks, okay.
Is number 3 Jeff Brooks? Or?
Yeah, it must be. Yeah, it's a 3. He's got a 0 on there. Getting old, can't you see? I guess.
30 is Jeff Brooks, and he is
Jeff
wearing
Brooks.
30.
He's in there.
Okay, clock running with about 9 minutes left in the first quarter play. 3rd down and 7 for the Panthers on the Rogers Mounties 18-yard line. Wide receiver to the left. That is McNeely. Jumper, the quarterback, number 4, out of the wishbone. Keeper, Jumper, passes in the end zone. Touchdown to Scott Long.
I tell you what.
They are flags. I believe he was beyond the line of scrimmage. The flag was thrown right around where Jumper was at.
No, he wasn't beyond. I don't think they'll call that, surely. That wasn't beyond the line of scrimmage, but he, I don't know what happened. Maybe they are saying.
Well, the penalty flag is setting right around the 15, line of scrimmage the 18.
Got an ineligible receiver downfield, that's what it is. Doggone, that's tough. I guarantee you that's tough. That's loss of down. It's 4th down.
And the thing about that, Nelson, is that Jumper probably could have ran it in himself.
Well, he could have run it in himself. Yes, he sure could.
So
he'll run the same play again.
With 8 minutes and 40 seconds left in the first quarter, it's going to be 4th down and 11 for the Panthers from the Rogers 21-yard line. McNeely wide to the left. Ball sitting on the near hash marks. Jumper. Roll out right side. Passes downfield. It's complete. 1st down. to Stan Carson inside the 10.
I tell you, Stan Carson did exactly what he should have done. He could have tried to stay up on his feet and caught that ball and run it on in, but he didn't. He fell and caught it falling because he knew he could catch it that way. That was a great play on part of Benton. Real good throw and again he could have run the ball for a first down, Bob. Had plenty of room.
First down and 10, or first down and goal to go for the Panthers on the Rogers 8-yard line. Ball on the far hash marks. Wide receiver to the right, jumper ball up the middle to Dennis Little, and Dennis gets down to about the 5. Excuse me, that's Corey Hill.
Yeah, that's Corey, and he picked up, he picked up a lot of yards there.
Down inside the 5 to about the Rogers 4-yard line. And that will bring up a second down.
I'm kind of interested in seeing him getting Scott Long that backfield. Lining up back there now. He's still going out there tidy, and I thought maybe he'd line up back there and run interference for big Corey Hill.
It's second down and 3 now for Benton from the Rogers 3-yard line. Wide receiver to the right, McNeely. Jumper the quarterback, lone count. Up the middle, Corey Hill, touchdown.
Didn't hardly touch him. Just walked right on in there.
So
well, they're looking good all the way around. I hope they don't get too proud of themselves. I can't ever be satisfied.
7 minutes, 43 seconds left in the first quarter of action. The Panthers get on the scoreboard first with an interception by Corey Hill. And a matter of fact, he got the interception and he also got the touchdown. Number 80, Scott Long, will be kicking the point after. Holding will be number 14, Tony Wright. Ball is down, it's up, and no good. Our score, Benton 6 and Rogers 0. We'll be back in 1 minute. And we are back live at C.W. Lewis Stadium. Our score, Benton 6 and Rogers 0. A 3-yard touchdown romp by senior Corey Hill. The point after by Scott Long was wide to the right.
As they line up here for this kickoff, I see Robert Godino's way over here on the end position. This as far as he getting. I bet you 50 cents he's in on the tackle. He really goes down where that ball is. Okay, he's already cutting toward the inside. But he's going to... Oh, he missed him. And I'll tell you what, if it hadn't been Scott Long, it'd have been a touchdown. Godino went in too quick. I'd brag it on you, boy. But you did all right. That's fine.
Number 29, Paul Moat for Rogers, caught that ball at about the 10, and he ran it out to about the 35, where it's going to be first down and 10.
Big hole, Bob. Big hole in there. And it's a wonder he didn't go further. Did, of course, Scott Long really nailed him when he hit him there.
Number 15, Chuck Hyde, is the quarterback for Rogers. Wide receiver to the left, first down and 10. Roll out left side pass by Hyde, and it's intended for number 32, too high, and that was Billy Dunham.
There's Brian Callahan in the ball game for the first time, number 22, back in the right side of the line.
And that is
glad to see Brian out there.
Of course, he's been injured, and Dwight Fite said he would play a little tonight, so maybe it'll be defense only.
I believe he'll play him a little on offense. He needs to get a little playing time.
Second down and 10 now for Rogers from their own 35-yard line. Pitch out left side to Dunham. He is sacked at the line of scrimmage.
Going there along with number 63, and number 63 is Bobby Van Cleve. Bobby Van Cleve, we called his name a lot down in Malvern the other night. Bobby's a good football player. There comes another now there. Kelsey Dedman is a good football player.
And that's a couple of fellows that are playing one way, so they put all their energy in defense.
They got it all going.
It's third down and 9 now for Rogers from their own 36-yard line. Wide receivers to each side. Hyde, the quarterback, drops back. Pressure, he's sacked.
He got him.
Scott Long came in there and really racked him up for about a 8-yard loss.
Ross Bowman. Bowen, Rod Bowen is the one that got him that time. He really got in there. Look at that. He lost about 7 or 8 yards. It's 4th down and 16 or something.
6 minutes, 30 seconds left in the first quarter play. Benton 6 and Rogers 0. 4th down and 16 for Rogers. Ball back on their own 29-yard line. Hyde is the quarterback, and back in punt formation, number 29, Paul Bunt. Ball back to him, gets a high one. It's going to be a little short, taken on the 35, up to the 40 by Stan Carson, and Carson gets out to about the 43-yard line.
Yeah, well, that Stan Carson could have scored a touchdown. We had a man, I ain't going to call no names on that, but we had a man that just simply didn't block his man. The lane was formed over there except for that one man. We just missed a block.
Great night for high school football. Temperature probably around 72 degrees, but the best thing of it is the humidity is very, very low. Just over 6 minutes remaining first quarter play. 1st down and 10 for the Benton High School Panthers, starting out on their own 43-yard line. Wide receiver to the left, that is Cornwell. Out of the wishbone, Jumper, the quarterback, number 4, takes the ball. Fakes, option play, keeper up to the 50, down to the 45, and on down to about the 44-yard line of Rogers. Excuse me, that's the 49-yard line.
Monty Cornwell run a long way tonight, but see number 2 going back in, he had to follow him all the way down. So it's 10 men against 10 men. They just plumb out of the play.
Cornwell took him to the old
that's the best way in the world to block him, is just make him follow you down the field.
5:20 left in the first quarter. 2nd down and 2 now for the Panthers on the Rogers 49-yard line. Out of the wishbone, wide receiver to the left. Jumper, another long count. Corey Hill, right tackle, picks up a couple. It's going to be nearly enough. Let's see, for a first down. It's going to be very close.
First down.
Very, very close.
Very close. Running pretty hard at that football, you know that? No, it's like about a half yard.
And that will bring up 3rd down. Corey Hill checks out. Coming in is number 12 for Benton, and that is Monty Cornwell. But he is, Lincoln is actually taking the place of Corey Hill. He's not injured. I believe he has an equipment problem. And it's going to be 3rd down and less than 1 for Benton on the Rogers 48-yard line. Cornwell wide to the left, ball on the far hash marks. Jumper, option play, 1st down to the 45, 40, and brought down inside the 40-yard line.
Yeah, he picked up 8 yards there, about 8.5 actually.
And look where number 2's at again. Way down there.
McNeely going back in the ball game. He's taking the play in, and I guess Cornwell will be out during this time that he's in.
4:20 left in the first quarter. Benton 6, Rogers 0. 1st down and 10 now for Benton from the Rogers 40. Wide to the left is number 24 for Benton. That is McNeely. Jumper, the quarterback. Scott Long, the tight end. Option play left side. Pitch out to Carson. He is hit hard. Man. And he loses about 5 yards.
Stand, and number 33, that is Kevin Stover, came up and let him have it about 6 yards deep in the backfield. Now, I'll tell you why he did that is because that's the way they're going to play the pitch out. He's going to let that man take the pitch man right off. And if you happen to keep it and they don't catch you inside, you may run for a touchdown.
It's 2nd down and 15 for the Benton Panthers on the Rogers 45-yard line. Wide receiver to the left, running out of the wishbone. Everybody's down. Long count by Jumper. Option play right side. Rolls out right side. Jumper still has it. Fires a pass. Incomplete to Carson. Flags fly. And they were flying.
That ball was just a little bit behind Stan. It wasn't a bad thrown ball by Tommy, but just a little bit behind him. He is in a dead run. There's a flag on this play, Bob.
And the flag was thrown right as the play was ending.
Well, so it must be against them, probably. No, it didn't either.
You know what, Nelson? That ball would have been completed right around the 30, and that would have been enough for a 1st down.
Ineligible receiver downfield. Lost it down again, so it's 3rd down.
3 minutes
in. I can't understand. They're calling a whole lot of that. I guess they're down there. They wouldn't be calling it.
3rd down and 20 for the Benton High School Panthers. Ball sitting on the 50-yard line.
He'll throw it to his tight end this time. He's bound to.
Roll out left side. Jumper caught in the backfield. He gets loose, and he is going to be brought down.
No, he can't do nothing. They're just all over it.
Down around the 42-yard line.
He was trying to get loose and just couldn't do it. They sacked him for about Ooh, 12, 15-yard loss. We got to kick it a long ways to get it down there deep on them. But I tell you, the way Tony Wright's kicking the football, we'll get a good one. He's gotten to where he is a heck of a good punter. Tony is a dandy.
And Tony is standing back on about his own 28-yard line. Ball snapped, little low, gets it away and up. End over end kick. It's going to be taken at the 30 and down at the 30.
He didn't go anywhere either. There's that Robert Godino down there. Number 23. Kirk Shelnut was down there. Yeah. So number 5, Kelly Williams. Now, that boy's playing some good football. I've been watching that boy play. Kelly Williams playing good football. He's not a very big boy, but he sure does get after him.
It's going to be first down and 10 now for Rogers, starting out on their own 31-yard line.
What a nice, cool breeze started blowing.
Real good. Chuck Hyde, number 15, the quarterback. He's a junior for Rogers. Handoff up the middle and veers out the left side. Tailback, number 44. He's still going up at the 40, 50, brought down around the 48-yard line at number 44.
He picked up about 20 yards, and we ought to have had him 5 yards deep in the backfield. We just didn't tackle very well on that play.
And that is Jeff Clements. We had him at the line of scrimmage. He managed to get away and picked up a first down and 10 at about 20 yards for the Rogers Ball Club. 2 minutes and 14 seconds left in the first quarter of play. Our score, Benton 6 and Rogers 0. Glad you joined us live on K107 FM. Coming up tomorrow night at 6:40, it's Arkansas Razorback football. Of course, Razorbacks opening up in Little Rock against the Old Miss Rebels.
Yeah, they're doing something out there that I don't believe in doing. Their equipment change over there on Rogers, and they're holding up the ball game. Surely they got a substitute they can send in there and do the equipment change and put the boy back in. It kills the flow of the ball game. There, finally he's coming back in and starting the clock, but they shouldn't do that. They should get him out of there. The equipment's fixed.
Okay, it's first down and 10 now for the Rogers Mounties at the Benton Panther 48-yard line. The first time they've been in Benton's territory tonight. Hyde, the quarterback, drops back, fires one across the middle, incomplete, and good coverage by number 22, Brian Callahan.
Yeah. I believe he'd had it, ball. Brian had to hit him when he did. His big 99, and he looks like a pretty good football player. Ken Hyde, must be his brother that's the quarterback.
It says he weighs 180 pounds, but he looks a little bigger than that.
They weighed him on a short scale. He weighed 180.
Just under 2 minutes remaining, first quarter of action. Second down and 10 now for Rogers from the Panther 48-yard line. Handoff up the middle, and he is hit right around the 45-yard line.
I tell you what, they're hitting him. They're punishing him every time he runs now. Callahan was in there, and Corey Hill too then.
Good defensive play by the Benton High School Panthers. Clock running with about 1:30 left in the first quarter of action. Panthers lead this non-conference ball game 6-0 on a 3-yard touchdown run by Corey Hill. Point after by Scott Long was wide to the left after a little bit of a high snap. Got a whistle and a timeout charge to Rogers. We'll take our own timeout. We'll be back in 1 minute. Okay, back live at C.W. Lewis Stadium. Back to pass is Rogers quarterback Hyde. Throws a pass across the middle. Incomplete, intended for Jeff Clements.
Corey Hill hit that man just right to break that pass up, too. He hit him from the side, and I thought he might call interference on him, but I didn't think it was interference, but they could have called it, I guess. Well, they got to kick it, Bob. That's good.
1 minute and 18 seconds left in the first quarter of action. As Nelson said, the Rogers will have to kick it away.
They're not going to unless they shift into it. Now,
well,
they may shift into it.
Last time they shifted, this time they shift too. And back to kick is number 8, Joe Harden for Rogers. Back on his own 40, low snap. Lots of time, though. Left-footed kicker gets it away, and that's a pretty good one. Going to be taken by Tony Wright on the 15, and he's going to be brought down around the 18-yard line.
Didn't get much on return there, did we? They had pretty good courage down on that, and Tony couldn't see as good as I could from up here. If he'd have gone right, he'd have made a little bit more yards, but he came back, so it doesn't really make a difference. We got the ball now and ready to try.
Just over 1 minute remaining first quarter. Benton 6 and Rogers 0. Well, the Brown Hornets at home tonight. They're playing the Malvern Leopards. That'll be an interesting ball game. After Benton beating Malvern last week and Bryant losing to Sheridan. Okay, first down and 10 now for the Benton Panthers, starting out on their own 18-yard line. Wide to the left is Robert McNeely, jumper the quarterback. Pass across the middle, Scott Long, and I believe it's going to be incomplete. Yes, it is. Broken up at the last moment by one of the Rogers defenders.
That was, again, just a little bit behind him. He's got to just lead him just a little bit more, and there will be some completions there. And that was a good pass. It just a slightly underthrown. Scott Long almost caught it anyway. The man was right on him. That's the only reason that he didn't catch it.
Okay, that incomplete pass brings up a second down and 10 for the Panthers. On their 18, Wishbone, Tommy Jumper, the quarterback, takes the ball. Option play right side. Dennis Little up the middle, and he gets out to about the 23-yard line before he is really hammered. Jeff Brooks, number 30, and not Dennis Little. They're alternating back and forth. And coming in right now will be number 24, Robert McNeely. And Cornwell checks out. They're playing split in, alternate each play.
We need to make a first down right here. We're too deep in there to have to kick.
Third down and 5 for the Panthers. Ball spotted on their own 23-yard line. Wide receiver to the left. Ball on the far hash marks. Out of the wishbone. Long count by Jumper. That's the end of our first quarter play.
Maybe that, but they called a illegal procedure against Rogers because their tackle jumped and he encroached, and so it'd be a 5-yard penalty, and I believe it'd be a first down.
Okay.
Maybe they're not going to do it till after the quarter now.
That's the end of the first quarter play. Benton 6, Rogers 0. We'll be back in 1 minute. First down and 10 now for the Benton Panthers on their own 28-yard line after that penalty. Jumper hands off to Corey Hill over tackle, open space out to the 35, up to the 40, up to the 50, down to the 30. He's going to go all the way. 10, 5, touchdown, Corey Hill.
He ran 72 yards with the ball.
And look at the Benton coaches. They say get back off the field. They got a penalty, of course, for that last week.
Has a 72-yard run, and he's almost stopped the line of scrimmage. Did you know that during the quarter they penalized us 5 yards instead of Rogers? That was a 3rd and 10 play. They penalized us instead of them. And I saw that tackle jump. Maybe it was because we made him jump.
Well, how did we get a first down and 10 then? Because we had 3rd down and 5. We had a first down and 10 on that play, I believe.
Well, they had the chain set wrong.
Okay.
That's what doesn't matter.
Now, the scoreboard indicated 1st and 10.
Well, that's what it should have been.
Oh, right.
But they set the chains wrong on the other side of the field.
Okay, Panthers going for the 2-point conversion. And Jumper is still running opposite way. And point after is good. So the Panthers make up for the missed point after. Our score is Benton 14, Rogers 0. We'll be back in 1 minute. And there's the kickoff by Scott Long. It's going to go deep, taken at the 5 by Rogers, up to the 10, 15. Moat up to about the 15, and that's about all she wrote, Nelson.
And I don't know how you could have better cover than that. Bobby Van Cleve, Jeff Brooks, Tony Wright, and Stan Carson, all right down there in the middle of the tackle. I don't know who made it, but one of them. And that was good coverage. And that was a great run. You know, they had Corey Hill pretty well stopped on the line of scrimmage, and then he broke loose and ran that 72 yards. And when he passed by us, he was about even with those defenders, but he was leaving them all at the same time. He just backed up and outrun them.
Okay, ball spotted on the Rogers 17. They have the ball, first down and 10. Wide receiver to the left. At the quarterback, handoff up the middle, fumble. And let's see, whose ball will it be?
It's our ball.
Benton's ball. Who got that, I wonder?
I can't tell who got it. I thought for a minute Brian Callahan got it. Brian's staying out there. He's hoping that they won't send anybody in. He'll get to play offense.
And I believe he's going to get to play, Nelson.
I believe he is, too. He's staying out there looking.
So let's see if Brian Callahan gets the ball for the first time this season. Of course, he didn't even...
No, he's gone.
No, they're going to leave him.
Let him stay in there.
He pulled him out, and then he put him back in.
Yeah.
That's one way to stay in, to stay out there, huh?
Yes, out there don't come off when you get to play.
Okay, first down and 10 now for the Benton Panthers. On the Rogers 17-yard line, Brian Callahan in the backfield, along with Stan Carson and Dennis Little. Jumper is the quarterback. Wide receiver to the left. Handoff up the middle to Callahan. And picks up about 3 down to the 15.
Run pretty hard with that ball. There comes
Paul Viner.
Paul Viner. Now, why is Paul coming out of that game?
Looks like
you got a helmet hurting there.
And checking in for him will be number 65, Rusty Winfield, as Viner checks in at the manager's fix-it station.
Yeah.
10 minutes, 24 seconds left in the first half of play. Clock running. Second down and 8 now for the Panthers. On the Rogers 15-yard line. Jumper, the quarterback, out of the wishbone. Up the middle. No,
Jumper
option
loose.
play. Left side,
Jumper
penalty
loose.
flags. And he's going to be down around the 5, but penalty
there's a
flags.
flag on the play.
And I believe it's going to be holding against Benton, because that is the area it went to.
Yeah.
The center of the line.
Yeah, that's what he's calling holding. Well, I want Viner to get that helmet fixed, get back out there. We need all the big ones in there when we get down on that goal line like this.
And Callahan checks out of the ball game.
Now Viner may not go back in there because that girl manager down there is working on that helmet. Paul may stand over there for quite a while.
You better watch what you say now. You're really going to get in trouble now. 10 minutes.
Just kidding.
10 minutes left in the first half.
Ready. Looks like they have.
Let's see, Callahan checked out. Let's see who checked back in there. We've got Corey Hill, Stan Carson, that I can see, and Dennis Little in the backfield. Wide to the left, the split end will be Monty Cornwell, and it's going to be second down and 20 for the Panthers on their own 27-yard line. Jumper, option play right side, back to pass. A lot of time, fires one down to Cornwell, intercepted at the goal line. And it is right.
I mean, it's right on the goal line.
We're talking about the 1 foot line, I believe.
Yeah. Now that ought to give us a touchdown because we'll stop them down in there. Well, it looks to me like their whole team, coaching staff, and all is on the field about 4 or 5 yards over on the other side of the field. Look how far out there they are, or am I crazy?
Well, it could be an optical illusion, huh?
Could be, but I
no, they are out.
If it is, they're on that field. Get them off of that.
Okay, it's first down and 10 now for Rogers, starting out at their own 2-yard line after that interception. Quarterback's Nate Hyatt, and he picked up maybe 1 yard and nothing more.
I don't believe he even got an inch.
If you just joined us.
Burnett, Steve Little, and 45, who is Rod Bowen. Hit on that tackle. Burnett is in there.
If you just tuned in, our score, Benton 14, Rogers 0, with just over 9 minutes left in the first half of action. Here comes Rogers up to the line of scrimmage. They have second down and 8 from their own 3-yard line. 2 receivers wide to the right. High at the quarterback handoff. A little bit of room for halfback, and he got out to about the 8-yard line.
But he's still got a long ways to go. He ran back there, Billy Dunham, and ran into the referee like the cold cocked him there.
And that was number 26, Lee Lummus, for Rogers. And that brings up a third down and 3. Panthers need to hold them here, and they'll come up with pretty good field position.
Oh, yeah. Maybe block a kick you got him in there closer. Maybe a bad snap or something.
Third down and 3 for Rogers. Ball spotted on their own 8-yard line. 2 receivers to the right. Handoff up the middle. And
oh, yeah, I believe he made it. If he didn't, he got mighty close.
It's going to be very close.
He made it. He's over.
Just noticed that Rogers has a new quarterback in, number 8, Joe Harden. Wonder if his middle name is Kelly. Ken to our prosecuting attorney. I'm sure that's not true.
No.
8 minutes left in the first half of play. And it's going to be a first down and 10 for Rogers. Ball spotted on their own 12-yard line.
I hate to get him out of there. I hate for us to let him out back there. Let him in good shape.
Number 8, Joe Harden, the quarterback, takes the ball, hands off fullback, has some room up to the 15, 20, and out near the 25-yard line. And a first down.
That's that 32 again. That's that Billy Dunham. Running hard with the ball, but he's hurting himself.
7 minutes, 45 seconds, clock running. First half of action live from C.W. Lewis Stadium on K107 FM. That is enough for a first down and 10 for the Rogers Mounties way up in northwest Arkansas. And the ball is spotted on their own 23-yard line. I'd like to remind you, this game is being videotaped, and it will be played back Tuesday night at 7 on Jones Cable TV 5 in Benton. Of course, yours truly and Nelson with the play-by-play on the television broadcast also. 7:30 to go. First half. First down and 10. Rogers from their 23. Wide receivers each way. Hand off to one of the tailbacks, and he hits a wall of maroon jerseys after a couple-yard gain.
It's that same little boy, Billy Dunham, but Bowen and Scott Long and the lineman Stan Carson over here on this side, there's all in on him. But he made too many yards. He picked up 5 then. And they're just running right straight off the left tackle, off to their left over our right defensive end. Dang, that's where we want to be the strongest. There's Scott Long in there.
Second down and 5 for Rogers on their own 28-yard line. Wide receivers to both sides. Hand off from Harden.
But he didn't make anything that time.
And that is Dunham once again, who runs the ball about 90% of the time.
He surely must. He's carried it 4 times in a row now.
Coming up at halftime, we'll have the Benton High School Pep Steppers and the Benton High School Marching Band, so stay tuned for that. Clock running with about 6:25 to go. First half of action, Benton 14 and Rogers 0. Rogers third down and 3 now from their own 26-yard line.
Benton needs to pay the price on defense right here. Now
ball snapped from Harden. Dunham, no first down. We held them that time, I believe.
Oh, get right, we held them. There's 35 is getting up from there, and let's see. 45 and 35. 35 is Chris Trop, and 45 is Rod Bowen. That boy is making lots of tackles, that Rod Bowen.
You know, number 30.
They made a first down. Look at there.
Must have been barely then, or where they set the ball.
Yeah.
Billy Dunham, the guy that's doing all the running for Rogers now, is only 168 pounds. How could he handle? He probably not be able to hold up very long with all these 240s hitting him.
Not the way they're going now.
5 minutes, 45 seconds left in the first half of play. Benton 14, Rogers 0. First down and 10 for the Rogers Mounties. From their own 34, they started out on their own 2-yard line after an interception. And off to Dunham. He sneaks around and he picks up about 4 yards off the right end. Number 22, Brian Callahan, in on that tackle.
Yeah, that little old boy runs hard with that football, and he runs every time.
Runs it hard, runs it every time.
Yes, sir. I don't see how he's standing it. He ain't going to stand it long. They wallered him pretty good, that lick.
Pick up of 4 yards that time. Second down and 6 now for Rogers from their own 38-yard line. Harden, the quarterback, drops back, going to pass. Lots of time, runs out of the pocket. He's going to be tackled short of a first down.
Yeah, but he made too much yards to be back in there like we had him.
And it's going to bring up about a 3rd down and 1. As the Benton High School band cranks up in the background. 4 minutes, 42 seconds left in the first half. 3rd down and 2 for the Rogers Mounties from their own 42-yard line. 2 wide receivers to the left. Harden, handoff to Durham, first down, and then some up to near midfield around the 49.
I tell you what, that's a good running little boy, that Billy Dunham. Now number 42, Craig Lincoln, hit him straight on, and that boy knocked Craig backwards a little bit. But it was because he had up his momentum. Of course, Craig was standing kind of still, leaning forward to make the tackle. But that was very good, hard run. I don't see that boy standing up for that.
4 minutes and 25 seconds, clock running left in the first half of play. Benton 14, Rogers 0. First down and 10 for Rogers from their own 49-yard line. Harden hands off up the middle, across the 50 down to the 49. Pickup of 2 yards for Rogers on that play.
44, and let's see who's that getting up out there, number 80. Now, Scott Long stopped him in there along with Corey Hill that time. He didn't make him about 2.5 yards. That's a little bit better.
We're down to under 4 minutes. Clock coming into a factor now. 2nd down and 8 for Rogers from the Benton 49-yard line. 2 receivers to the left.
Long
over the middle, and nothing there as he is really hit.
Callahan really hit him then. There was a man underneath there. Rod Bowen was underneath, but Brian Callahan really knocked him straight back. Well, you get ready. They're going to pass this time.
Running the ball that time, number 29, Paul Moat.
Put Kelsey Dedman in there. He's a designated pass rusher. He'll get back in there and put the pressure on that man, I hope.
Coming out for Benton, number 77, Ken Burnett. Ken had a touch of the stomach virus and very weak. It's 3rd down and 7 now for Rogers from Benton 48. Back to pass. Harden downfield. Man open. Last minute, and it's going to be incomplete.
Incomplete, and that was great coverage by Tony Wright, Stan Carson, and number 30,
Jeff
Brooks. And there's all right there on him. And I thought he had it caught, actually. I thought that ball was going. But, boy, I'm telling you, that Tony Wright come up there tough. That's 4th down. Bye.
Well, on an interception, Rogers took over at their own 10, marched down to the Benton 48-yard line before their drive stalled out. So they can mount some offense.
They line up like they're going to run it, and then they shift into a punt formation. And this will be that left-footed kicker again.
Stan Carson back deep on about the 15. It's going to be taken by one with the up man, number 1. And he's going to be up to the 20, out to the 25 before he is brought down. Number 1, Robert Gadino.
Good return. Well, we got just about enough time to score now.
What, about 2:54?
Yeah.
It's hard for me to see.
Yeah, it's 2:54, and that's plenty of time. We need to run the ball all we can in this drive, though. However, we're going to have to pass it some, naturally.
2 minutes, 45 seconds, clock running left in the first half of play. Benton 14, Rogers 0. Next week, Benton at home at C.W. Lewis Stadium against the Conway Wampus Cats. First down and 10 right now for Benton, starting out on their own 25-yard line. Tommy Jumper, number 4, the quarterback, working out of the wishbone. Handoff up the middle to Dennis Little, and nothing there but a wall of white shirts, I guarantee
you, boy, they didn't move anybody out of there. They run over our offensive line.
Of course, Dennis Little had a big run last week, intercepted a pass, ran it back for about 80 yards.
I don't know if he's got his second win back after that or not yet.
Ken Burnett checks out again. He is really having a problem after setting out a couple of days with a stomach virus, but he is going after it.
Yeah.
when he can. And I tell you
He's a
what,
big
you got to
boy.
admire him for that, because that stuff will get you down. It's second down and 12 now for Benton from their own 23-yard line. Handoff left tackle Corey Hill hit at the line of scrimmage, and he might have picked up 1 or 2 yards on that play.
I'll tell you what, Paul Viner and the tackle over on that side took that man at the supposed to block straight out of there and right straight back and out. And the linebacker was the fellow that come up and hit Corey in the hole. And I was surprised that he got up there that quick. That's 3rd and 10. We hadn't moved it at all.
A minute and 30 seconds left in the first half of play. A minute 30 left first half, 14-0 Benton. 3rd down and 10 from their own 25. Wide receiver to the right. That is McNeely. Option play left side. Still has it. Jumper passes down there. And
Scott Long caught the ball laying flat of his back.
that's amazing. He fell down and caught the ball.
Well, number 2 tripped him out there, and he didn't throw a flag on that. Of course, it was an accidental trip, but he caught that ball laying right flat of his back. That's pretty good.
Oh, Scott Long is one of the few juniors on the starting offense, too. He'll be
I
back.
tell you what, I watched him practice in the late part of the summer, and I have never, till this day, seen him miss a pass. That down there was behind him a little bit a while ago was the only one I've ever seen him miss.
55 seconds left in the first half. 1st down and 10 now for Benton from their own 49-yard line. Cornwell wide to the right. Jumper back to pass. Looks downfield. Long is open, but it's a little bit too long. It was long to long.
Yes, long to long is right. It's just about a step too far for him. And he was wide open, and they never would have stopped him because they couldn't have gotten enough of the Rogers team down there to have gotten him down.
Clock stopped with about 45 seconds left here in the first half of play. Benton Panthers 14, Rogers Mountie 0. It's 2nd down and 10 now for the Panthers from their own 49-yard line. Wide receiver to the left, Wishbone, jumper, option play, fake up the middle, back to pass, fires one too long, and incomplete down around the 30.
Man, if that wasn't pass interference, I've never seen it.
But the official was there.
Yeah, he was there, but he didn't call pass interference because that boy just shoved Scott Long out from under the ball.
Clock stopped with about 35 seconds left in the first half of play. Coming up at halftime, the Benton High School Band and the Benton Pep Steppers.
That ball slipped out of Tommy Jumper's hand. He didn't get a good throw on that ball. He did his wobbly and wasn't long enough, and he just didn't get a good throw on it.
3rd down and 10 now for Benton from their own 49. Jumper is going to pass and be sacked about a yard or two behind the line of scrimmage.
Well, it's down to about 28 seconds, and I don't know who's calling timeout, but it wouldn't be surprised if it isn't Rogers. Yes, it is, and I think we ought to, I don't know what we do.
Okay, let's take our own timeout, Nelson, and we'll be back in 1 minute.
3 coins in the fountain or $3,000.
I'll take it back. Okay, we had nearly a fumble there on the punt return for Rogers. Benton nearly had a good opportunity to maybe score late here, as they would have had it on the 30, but the Rogers ball player able to jump onto it, and we've got about 10 or 15 seconds left here in the first half of play. Rogers will have the ball 1st down and 10 from their own 30-yard line. Up to the line of scrimmage is Rogers. 2 wide receivers to the right. We've got a timeout on the field by Rogers. Let's take another timeout, and we'll be back in 60 seconds. Okay, back to action here at C.W. Lewis Stadium in Benton, and back to pass is Harden. There's the end of the first quarter of play, or first half of play, and he's going to be down at about the 40-yard line. And that's going to wrap up the first half of play here at C.W. Lewis Stadium in Benton. Our score is Benton 14, Rogers 0. Well, it's halftime here at C.W. Lewis Stadium with Bob Edmondson and Nelson Rainey, as Rogers ran one play and was able to do absolutely nothing with it, Nelson. Our score, Benton 14 and Rogers 0. And let's talk about the first half for just a moment until the Pep Steppers get going.
Well, there's not much to say about it. It wasn't a real exciting ball game, although it was exciting from the Panthers' point of view, because the Panthers intercepted the ball, got a good field position, scored, and then it ran for a long touchdown. Rogers really hasn't done anything except that little drive where they came off their 1-yard line, brought it 40 or 50 yards out of there. But it never felt like a threat to me. So Benton's playing real good football as far as I'm concerned, both offense and defense.
Well, as we look down on the football field, Nelson, the Benton High School Pep Steppers are taking the field right now to show here at the crowd for the first home game of the 1986 football season. Let's run down the top 10 in high school football in Arkansas this week as we watch the Benton High School Pep Steppers. Number 1 is Springdale. Number 2, Little Rock Central. Number 3, North Little Rock Northeast. Number 4, Fort Smith Northside. Number 5, El Dorado and Fayetteville tied. Number 7, Jonesboro. Number 8, Arkadelphia. Number 9, Little Rock Parkview. And number 10, Little Rock Catholic. Well, Nelson, it's finally good to be able to say that we don't only win the halftime shows, but we're winning the games, too.
Well, that's right. We used to just win the half. I tell you, they do such a tremendous job. And here comes the Benton High School band. They're dressed in their red pants and white shirts and that flusy hat that they wear, and I just think they do a great job. So we win the half, always.
Okay,
but,
Nelson.
Now then, I hope we win the ballgame.
Okay, before we go down to the field for the band, let's take a 90-second break, and we'll be back at C.W. Lewis Stadium. Our score, Benton 14, Rogers 0. All right, we are back live at C.W. Lewis Stadium in Benton. Our halftime score is Benton 14 and Rogers 0. I'd like to remind you, coming up tomorrow night at 6:40, it's Arkansas Razorback football. Razorbacks opening up at Little Rock's War Memorial Stadium against the Ole Miss Rebels. Airtime at 6:40, actual kickoff at 7 o'clock, and you can hear it live right here on K107 FM.
Well, I tell you, Bob, this ball game tonight is no surprise to me, and I think that we'll probably win this ball game by another couple of touchdowns. And I think also that it may be we shut them out, and I wish we would. I'd like to see what a real shutout looked like for our defense. It'd help our defense. Our defense is getting better every ball game, but it would sure help them a lot to shut them out tonight. And next week maybe it'll be a little bit cooler, and we can play a little bit longer and a little bit harder.
That's true. Even though Malvern scored 15 points last week, that one score came right at the end of the ball game. So
right.
The Benton defense doing a very, very good job. We're fixing to go down to the field now and listen to the Benton High School marching band as they perform here for a large crowd at C.W. Lewis Stadium. Once again, Benton 14, Rogers 0.
Now for your halftime entertainment, we present the Benton High School marching band. The band is under the direction of Jerry Williams, assisted by Jim Woolley and Bill Lloyd, and is led on the field by drum majors Chris Hoggard and Anthony Eddington. And now, with pride, we present Central Arkansas Band of Distinction, the Benton High School Marching Band. We invite you now to watch and listen as the auxiliary units perform a routine while the band plays the hit tune by John Cougar Mellencamp, R.O.C.K. in the USA. show, the band performs a tune designed to make toes, taps, and flags and majorettes sweat. Our final selection tonight, Jasmine. Ladies and gentlemen, the Benton High School marching band.
Okay, if you're just tuning in, it's halftime. Our score, the Benton Panthers 14 and the Rogers Mounties 0. And Nelson, usually this time I ask you, what in the world would the Panthers do different in the second half?
Yeah.
I guess that answer today probably be absolutely nothing, but just keep doing it, huh?
Just keep doing more of what they've been doing. No, I really don't think they'll do much different. There's no really any use to open up a passing attack to score more points. As long as you got that 14, why, keep running the ball hard, trying to make first downs, and let the chips fall where they will. Now, you're going to have to throw a few times to get first downs, but they won't be long passes. It'll be more short passes just for short yardage. And I think probably that the Panthers will come back out here with fire in their eyes. We're down. We got them down 14-0, but we haven't overwhelmed them by no means. It hadn't been a game where we overpowered Rogers. We're winning and we're looking good at it, but it doesn't suit me as far as really overpowering them is concerned. So I think that what the Panthers will do will come back out and play basic, fundamental football and try to win by the 14 points they got now.
Of course, Nelson, we want to remind everybody that is listening on radio tonight that the video replay of this ball game will be on Jones Cable TV 5 Tuesday night at 7, and it's going to be complete with the Pep Steppers and with the band. So we'll have the football game, the Pep Steppers, and the band. That's Tuesday night at 7 o'clock on Jones Cable TV 5 that serves the Benton and surrounding areas.
Well, I think that's wonderful because I think a lot of people that can't come down there and see a football game that likes to see it. The quality of the film was better than I expected. I don't say it's 100% or anything, but last week the quality of the film was a lot better. And the only thing that I could see wrong with it was, I never had heard myself do any of this, and I almost hid under the chair listening. Not of what I said, but how I sounded saying it. So I hope that we can sound, or I sound a little bit better. I think you sounded fine, but you're used to doing this, and I'm not. But anyhow, it is a good way to see them in action for you people that can't come to the ball game and don't come to the ball game. Tune that thing in on Channel 5 next Tuesday night and listen and watch, and you'll see the same thing we were seeing down there tonight.
Of course, one reason we're doing it is not necessarily the people that couldn't come to the games tonight, but it's all the folks that showed up and wanted to see it again. Of course, the ball players themselves, grandmas and grandpas, boy, they eat that stuff up, don't they?
I'm telling you, the ball players love it. They love it.
Well, I was talking about grandma and grandpas, too.
Grandma and grandpa likes it, too. Don't you think they don't? If I had one out there playing, I guarantee you one thing, I'd be watching it.
But anyhow, we do it as a public service from Jones Cable TV and K107 FM. If you like it, let us know about it. If you dislike it, I guess we'll have to hear from you also.
Yeah.
Because if you take compliments, you got to have a complaint department.
Right. You got to have a good complaint department. But I can see nothing wrong with it. I know last week, well, we didn't understand, and during the commercials, while we thought we was off the air like we always are when we go back station, but the tape was rolling, we didn't turn the mics off, and that's just conversation, nothing amounted to anything, because we don't ever say anything amounts to a whole lot, but, you know, a little stuff in there, but it won't be tonight, because we know what to do tonight.
If we, by some small measure, say something that amounts to anything, it's usually during the game.
Yeah, that's right. And then it's about half wrong.
Well, tonight the Bryant Hornets are playing at home against Malvern and Nelson.
Yep.
That's going to be an interesting game, see how that comes out.
Yeah, sure will be.
And also Conway and Catholics playing tonight, which we play Conway next week. So we're going to see a lot of things as far as future teams out of tonight's contest.
Tonight's ball game winning, it means this to me. It means two things. First thing it means is it tells the people, well, last week was no fluke. We beat Malvern fair and square. Well, most everybody knows that and accepts it anyway. But this winning tonight just proves that this is true. Another thing this does, I noticed our ball players coming back on the field over there walking a little stiff-legged. They're kind of big deals. They feel like they're doing well, and I feel like they're doing well, and all the fans feel that way. Cheerleaders got to lead them on the field. Everybody feels like they're doing a good job. And I'd like to see them walk a little cocky.
Okay, Nelson, before we come back for the second half kickoff, let's take this 90-second break, a 90-second break, and we'll be back at C.W. Lewis Stadium. We are back live at C.W. Lewis Stadium in Benton. Our score, Benton 14, Rogers 0, ready to kick off the second half of play. Benton receiving, and receiving will be Carson, I believe, at the 15, up to the 20, and brought down around the 25-yard line, Stan Carson.
I want us to take this football, and just like we did at the beginning of the second half against Malvern, I want to take it right straight down that field for a touchdown, and then I'll feel like we've got it pretty well not sewed up, but we're certainly in there for a good night.
Bob Edmondson and Nelson Rainey live on K107 FM. Just starting the second half of play, Benton 14 and Rogers nothing. First down and 10 for Benton on their own 26-yard line. Wide receiver to the left, that is number 24, Robert McNeely. Jumper the quarterback out of the wishbone, long count. Fake up the middle, Corey Hill. Fumble,
No, he didn't.
That must have been a piece of headgear. Something
Let me
flew.
tell you, we cannot run the football against the alignment that they've got on defense. They got 7 men on the line of scrimmage and 4 linebackers. But we can throw it all day long, and that's what we'll have to do because they're going to say, you can't run it, Benton, you got to throw it. And I believe that's what they're going to do to us.
The thing about it is the Panthers are capable of passing.
I'll guarantee you that's right. Look at you. See how they're lined up?
Okay, second down and 12 now for Benton from their own 24. Loss of 2. Back to pass. Out the low. Complete at the 30. And he gets up to about the 37.
Right.
And the pickup of about, that's a good 8-yard pickup on that.
I don't know if it's that far or not, but it don't like, see, he's putting it way back, Bob. It's about 5-yard pickup, but that's a good pickup. And we can throw it all night long, I can tell you that now. It's not a case of not being able to do it, but we cannot run it the way they're playing us.
Okay, that was a pickup of 7 yards. 3rd down and 5 for the Panthers from their own 31-yard line. Wide to the left, wide receiver now is Tony Wright, number 14, new at that position. In the wishbone, Tommy Jumper is the quarterback, takes the ball, rolls out right side, in some pressure, and he's going to be brought down for about a 1 yard per loss.
He has got long down there. He just, I don't know what's the matter with him.
I think he was having a little problem seeing over him. There's a lot of big guys in front of him.
There was some big ones in there, so we got to kick it. And we didn't march it down the field for a touchdown like I wanted us to do, but
next time.
Yeah.
10 minutes.
They're going to see what's going on.
10 minutes left in the third quarter of action. Benton 14, Rogers 0, and Benton will have to punt it away from their own 31-yard line. Tony Wright is back on the Panthers 17. Penalty flags fly before the ball is snapped, and someone apparently lined up all sides. Let's wait and see.
I don't know what the trouble.
Surely it wasn't 25-second. It's against Rogers.
Well, if it's against Rogers, it'd be a first down.
It is. I believe someone lined up off sides for Rogers. It looked like the right end down here was the one.
I'd ask for a measurement. That is a first down.
And there's a big break for the Panthers. Real big.
Yeah.
As the Benton punting team comes off and the offense goes back out on the field. 9 minutes, 45 seconds left in the third quarter. Panthers 14, Mountaineers 0. First down and 10 now for the Panthers from their own 36-yard line. Wide receiver to the right. Ball setting on the far hash marks. Tommy Jumper, the quarterback. Back to pass in traffic. He finds some room up the middle, and he makes it back up the line of scrimmage, and that's all she wrote.
We're sure not executing right now on offense. We're just not executing the play. Of course, they got them all up there on the line of scrimmage, but still, we got a chance to throw it. They hadn't cut our right arm off yet, and we need to be throwing the football right here.
9 minutes left in the third quarter, clock running. Panthers come up to the line of scrimmage, second down and 10 from their 36-yard line. Wide receiver to the left, out of the wishbone,
They're
quick snap.
all up there.
Looking across the middle, a lot of time, throws it downfield to McNeil, and he caught it.
What a
Penalty flag.
catch. And it was interference besides.
What a catch by number 24,
That's
Robert McNeely.
And I'll tell you what, that guy was face guarding him, holding his hands up in there, and it was an interference call, but we'll take the play because we want that ball, because that was a, let's see, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45-yard play for us. We gained 45 yards down to the 20-yard line.
Nelson, we've seen two great receptions tonight. One by Scott Long while he was laying down, and that one by Robert McNeely.
That's right.
That is pretty good when you're interfered with and you still catch it.
Yeah, right.
First down and 10 now for the Benton High School Panthers on the Rogers 20-yard line. Wide receiver to the left, that is Cornwell. Out of the wishbone, Tommy Jumper, the quarterback. Fake up the middle, gives Corey Hill up the middle. Touchdown, Corey Hill.
I started to tell you before they ran that play that they spread Rogers out because of the pass and we ought to run it. And that's what it did, in 20 yards for the touchdown.
And that was a great play right up the middle.
Touchdown.
Well, hold on a minute. One official said it was a touchdown.
Yeah, but that's just 5-yard line he crossed.
Well,
and now they're calling a clip back there against us and going to move it away out. I think
he was signaling that, showing that that was the goal line.
Yeah, it wasn't a touchdown.
Okay.
Oh, he did signal touchdown.
He did.
That guy did.
Yeah.
That's the reason I thought it was a touchdown.
The official, well, if you look at it from this way, too, the 5 is really defined. Goal line isn't. Anyhow, it's first down and 4 now for the Panthers from the Rogers 4-yard line. Wide receiver to the left, that is McNeely. And off up the middle, Corey Hill, touchdown. And he dropped the ball, but he got right back on
the end zone, but he's already in. Well, it just looks like we can do whatever we want to now. I hate to say that, though, this early, because that just snake bites them when you do that. But they do look good on offense. But down in here, we weren't executing because they had 11 men up on the line of scrimmage. You just can't run against that, but you can sure throw against it.
And when you can throw against it, you can come back and run against it.
Yeah, because then when they came back after that long reception there, they had them spread all over the field, and Corey just ran right through there.
Okay, Tony Wright holding for the point after. Scott Long kicking. It's up, and it's good. Our score, the Benton High School Panthers 21, Rogers 0. We'll be back in 1 minute. Okay, the Panthers kicking off after Corey Hill's third touchdown run of the night, taken at the 5-10 up to the 20 and brought down around the 23-yard line. And there's where the Rogers will start out first down and 10. So Corey Hill had its touchdown runs of 4, about 80 and 3.
Yeah, and I tell you what, Kirk Shelnut went out on that kickoff, and here they come wide open up that field. He went right through there, took a Rogers man right back into the ball carrier and knocked them both down. That was a good tackle.
It's first down and 10 now for Rogers, starting out on their own 24-yard line. Quarterback will be number 8, Joe Harden. Split back, handoff to one of his halfbacks up the middle. That is number 29, or 32, Durham, rather.
Yeah.
He gets out over the 25 up to around the 28-yard line.
He didn't have much of a hole, but he went through what little he had. He's pretty good running back, I'll tell you.
7 minutes, 25 seconds left in the third quarter. Benton 21, Rogers 0. Second down and 5 now for the Mounties of Rogers on their own 28-yard line. Harden is the quarterback. Split in, slot back to the left, nearly tackled in the backfield by Burnett. Picks up a few yards and a first down out to around the 37-yard line. Ken Burnett nearly had him. But, of course, Ken's got that broken thumb really bandaged up, and it's hard for him to grip, and I believe that was the problem. Just over 7 minutes left in the third quarter. First down and 10 for Rogers from their own 37-yard line. Rogers breaks the huddle up to the line of scrimmage. Number 8, Joe Harden, 178-pound sophomore quarterback at the helm. Hand off to 32, Durham. He gets up to about the 40.
Brian Callahan really made that tackle then, along with Kelsey Dedman and number 35, Chris Traup. Chris is back in line as an outside linebacker, too, I believe, over here on defense. He's in there a whole lot. I don't know, he's not. He's playing defensive end.
Okay,
Kelsey
folks.
Dedman's right by him.
It's second down and 7 for Rogers. Ball spotted on their own 40. Harden drops straight back, looks downfield. Going to be good, or caught rather, down around the 45.
Yeah.
Stunned me there for a minute. Number 44, Jeff Clemens. And that's going to be a first down and 10 for Rogers. I thought there for a moment, I looked down, I thought they had sacked him, but he got it away.
Yeah, he got rid of it, and Jeff Brooks had a hard time getting him down over there on the other side. He caught the ball, and he wasn't real closely covered, and give him a little room to stutter step around there. Kind of hard to get him down. Well, they're going to open up here in a passing attack now.
First down and 10 for Rogers from the Benton 42-yard line. Harden rolls out left side, going to keep it up the sideline, and he's going to be near a first down as he gets inside the Benton 35.
Callahan missed him in the backfield. O'Brien was right back in there on top of him, though. And he thought he was going to throw it. He was giving him the pass rush.
Well, I think Harden thought he was going to throw it, too, until he saw
Yeah, I imagine he did.
Callahan. Just over 6 minutes remaining here in the third quarter of play, live from C.W. Lewis Stadium in Benton. Our score, Benton 21, Rogers 0. It's second down, 3 yards to go for the Rogers Mounties, down on the Panther 38-yard line. 2 receivers wide to the right, 2 backs in the backfield, up the middle to one of them. First down, penalty flags.
I believe there was, in the first place, there was movement on that play ahead of time. There was some movement. Now, there might have been a holding penalty, too. I'm not sure. But I know they moved, and I think it was a holding penalty probably in there. So it's going to make it about second. Well, we'll see what they do. See which penalty they give them. In motion, now I saw that motion, and the back judge is the man that called it. The referee didn't even call it. It'll just be a 5-yard penalty.
Tomorrow night at 6:40 right here on K107 FM. It's Arkansas Razorback football. Live from Little Rock's War Memorial Stadium. Of course, the Razorbacks playing the Rebels of Ole Miss. Tomorrow night at 6:40 right here. Second down and 8 yards to go for the Rogers Mounties on the Panther 38-yard line. 2 men in the backfield. Harden, the quarterback, takes the ball, drops back. Pressure being applied. Gets it away. Intercepted. Callahan at the 40, up to the 45, and out of bounds right around the 45-yard line.
That's nice going. As Callahan got that ball.
Perfect
He brought
reception.
it back up there pretty good, too. But you know why he threw that in the way and why it was bad? Because we had everybody on the line of scrimmage back there on top of it. I mean, they were bearing down on him. He had to do something. He had to do it in a hurry.
The only man not getting ready to pounce up on him was Callahan, and he was down picking it off.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you know, actually, where Callahan made that interception, there wasn't any offensive receiver around.
Not at all. First down and 10 for the Benton Panthers on their own 44-yard line. Wide receiver to the right. Tommy Jumper, number 4, is the quarterback. And he's going to be dumped in the backfield as he tried to execute the option play.
Dennis Little, Stan Carson, and Craig Lincoln in the backfield. We don't have Brian and 44 Corey Hill. Here comes Monty Cornwell in, so Brian McNeely will come. Well, he's already out. But we do have a backfield in there. It's a little bit different.
Just under 5 minutes remaining, third quarter of play. Second down 11 for Benton on their own 43-yard line. McNeely wide to the right. Excuse me, that's Cornwell, rather.
Throw it.
Throws it across Cornwell. Is it going to be complete?
Yes, sir.
Yes, it is. Down around the 44-yard line. No, now they're saying incomplete.
I don't believe it was incomplete. They can't be trapped it, but it looked to me like it's a good catch. Well, it doesn't make a difference.
Maybe we need to use the video replay.
Yeah. And now we'll go to the video replay.
Wouldn't you know, the first time it would be used was with Chicago.
Gets his way. Yeah.
4 minutes, 42 seconds left in the third quarter. Benton 21 and Rogers 0. And it's going to be third down 11 for the Benton Panthers from their own 43-yard line. Wide receiver to the right. Panthers in a wishbone. Jumper, option play, right side, back to pass, throws one. Scott Long open, he has it, down around the 35.
He don't miss him. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 25-yard pickup, Bob. I tell you, boy, just don't miss him. If they get it out there, he catches the ball. He's one of the better pass receivers that we've ever had here at Benton. And one thing, he's big enough and strong enough that he keeps the defenders off of him.
Absolutely. Big old boy, over 200 pounds, isn't he? Right around it.
Way over 200 pounds.
First down and 10 now for the Panthers, down around the Rogers 35-yard line. Wide receiver to the right. That's the wide side of the field. Option play. Jumper keeps it and picks up maybe 2 yards.
I believe that was a planned play. I believe he was going to sort of a quarterback draw there and sneak one in. That wasn't too well conceived. He lost a yard on the thing, and that. I think we better quit that trying to be fancy and just run at them and throw now and then and keep going.
Cornwell checks out. McNeely checks in. He goes out wide to the right. Scott Long, the tight end on the left side.
Now they're all up on the line of scrimmage. Just good time to throw the football.
Second down 11 for Benton from the Rogers 36-yard line. Jumper, back to pass, out to Cornwell, complete.
No,
down
McNeely.
Around the 20, 15, and yes, fumble, but Benton picks it up, and no penalty flag. That was simply a marker. Excuse me, that was McNeely and not Cornwell.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, he knew what to do with the ball after he got it, didn't he?
He sure
ran
did.
With that thing. Let's see, he picked up 5, 10, 15, 20 yards on that pickup.
McNeely, a 5'9", 170 pounds junior.
Yeah, and he can run. Son gun fast, looked to me like.
First down and 10 now for Benton on the Rogers 14-yard line. Wide receiver to the right.
Now
that is Cornwell.
Out.
Yes, they are. They are spread out. Panthers in a wishbone.
And again, we're going to run it.
Carson up the middle, down inside the 15 to about the 13-yard line.
3-1-5. Well, I tell you, I believe the coaches are right on top of this game because they're seeing exactly the same thing anybody can see. Because he's got a box full of coaches up here watching down there, and I guess they're telling him what they're doing too.
Just over 3 minutes remaining in the third quarter play. Brings up a second down and 8 now for Benton.
They're spread all over the country down there.
12-yard line, wide receiver for Benton to the left. Jumper off the middle to Lincoln. Lincoln gets down to the 10.
Paul Viner and 61. Scott McAdoo went out there and sealed off, and the hole was there, and a halfback came from the left side to stop that hole up, or that would have been a touchdown. I mean, he must have picked up 5. Yeah, 5 yards, what he got.
Our score is Benton 21 and Rogers 0 in this non-conference ball game. It's third down and 6 now for Benton.
They're playing the run now.
And they're tied,
try to throw him. We better try to throw instead of try to run.
Rogers 15-yard line. Jumper back to pass.
Look at there.
Wide open.
Look at there. What I tell you.
Wide open.
Wide open.
Wide
Wasn't
open.
nothing to it. He was just as open as he could get. Scott Long down there in the end zone. And they were really going to stop that run then, and we weren't running. We were throwing.
The closest man to Scott Long was at least 15 yards.
At least 15 yards away. He wasn't even in the end zone. Scott was way back in the end zone. And I tell you, I've got to take and tip my hat to Tommy Jumper. That's the kind of ball that's mighty easy to miss your receiver. You got so much time, he's standing down there wide open, and you just scared to turn it loose. You know, you want to lob it or something. But he put it to him, and that's the thing that counts.
Okay, Scott Long will be attempting the point after. Number 14, Tony Wright, will be his holder. Ball is snapped down. It's up and no good. Our score, Benton 27 and Rogers nothing. We'll be back in 1 minute. Bob Edmondson along with Nelson Rainey back live at C.W. Lewis Stadium with just over 2 minutes remaining in the third quarter of play. Our score, Benton 27 and Rogers 0, as the Panthers look mighty fine in tonight's ball game.
You know, it's awful bad, Bob, when you're like the Rogers coach over there, where you know you're overpowered any way you go and you try to change it around and the other team sees what you're doing.
Rogers takes it on the 10 up to the 20.
Look at the confidence we have coming down on that kickoff. There's the ball rolling around. I don't know who got it. I think they may have gotten it.
Tell you, sometimes the officials fool you throwing those little markers down.
Yeah, but that was a fumble in, and he did. The boy over there, number 70-something, rolled around over and got the ball.
Just over 2 minutes remaining in the third quarter of play. Rogers has the football. First down and 10 from their own 32-yard line. They have two men wide to the right. That's the wide side of the football field. Man in motion towards us. Harden, the quarterback, drops back the pass. A lot of time. Out to Monty and incomplete. Wide open at the 35, and good pressure by Corey Hill.
You know what? He should have caught that ball, though. He was right out there, and it just hit him on the shoulder pad and bounced off. But if we had been real alert, it would have been touchdown Benton, because it bounced in the air, and we could have caught that ball and gone right on in there for a touchdown.
Yeah, Corey Hill was already committed to hitting him. And
yeah, he'd already committed. He wasn't no way he could stop.
Okay, second down and 10 now for Rogers. Ball still spotted on their 32-yard line. Clock running with about 1:45 left in the third quarter of action. Harden drops back, rolls out to the right side. A lot of pressure by Benton. He's out of the pocket. He's going to have to run it. He's hit and picks up about 5 yards, but he is really wallowed by Lincoln.
I don't know if he'll get up or not.
Lincoln, Bowden's there, Callahan. Boy, everybody. Corey Hill.
Zeroed in on him, didn't he? 3 of them.
They've been zeroing in on him for a long
time. Desmond coming in there. That 73 is a big, big boy. Got 3rd and 5. Poor Rogers, I feel a little sorry for him. I know how we've been in ball game the last 2 or 3 years, and where we're just like they are tonight, where they can't do nothing with us.
Third down and 5 for Rogers from their 37-yard line. Up the middle, hand off the halfback. He gets out to about the 40 and no more.
They got to kick that football, because he's 2 or 3 yards away. That was Dunham that carried the ball there.
And he didn't hardly have that spunk he had earlier.
No. His legs are going a little dead on him now, because you can't do what he's doing against them big son of guns. I tell you what, I've got nothing. We got guys out there that just playing football that I have all respect in the world for the way they're playing. Everybody, I ain't seen a bad ball player on the Benton Ball Club.
It's 4th down and 2, and the punter for Rogers back on his own 25-yard line. Good punt, has plenty of time. Left footer.
Yeah, fair catch that.
It's a high one.
Yes, fair. That's it. Tony Wright he heard me, Bob. I told him fair catch that ball, and he threw his hand up there and fair caught the ball.
The Panthers will take over right around their own 30.
Yeah, we got guys that, I don't know. That's Scott Zodi. He's playing good football. Flags on the play.
Penalty flags way back down the field.
Yeah, we must be against us. Yeah, it's against us. Holding.
And that'll give them first down, won't it?
Yeah, I'll give them first down. Kirk Sheldon's playing good football. Stan Carson's playing real good football. Dennis Little, Brian Callahan, Robert McNeely, Jeff Brooks, Chris Tropper, Craig Lincoln, Corey Hill, Rod Bowen. Hey, he has really played some good football tonight for it. And I just does me good to see them. They're young, and I like to see them get out there and get after it like that. Chris Tropper always plays good ball.
Okay, that penalty gives Rogers a first down and 10 from the Panther 49-yard line. Rolled out left side, the quarterback back to pass, gets it away, almost complete and almost intercepted by one of the Panthers. Who's that, Tony Wright?
Yeah, Tony Wright back there.
And that is
didn't get it.
That's a man who knows how it feels. He had 2 last week, intercepted.
That's right. We've got in our linemen Tim Thompson down there, Bobby Van Cleve, Scott McAdoo. All those boys play. Paul Viner playing real good football. Ken Burnett, Scott Long.
It's second down and 10 now for Rogers from the Benton Panther 49-yard line with about 10 seconds left in the third quarter of play. We'll be taking a 30-second break in a moment. Back to pass is Harden. Lots of time. Gets it off. Incomplete. Good hit by Carson. Penalty flags. And what will the call be, Nelson?
He's going to call it interference, but I think he's wrong. Well, I always think they're wrong when they call it against me, so that's nothing unusual.
Well, we'll watch the replay and see.
Yeah, turn on the replay.
On our overhead screen.
Yeah.
2 minutes. No, about, 13 seconds.
I wish this old
There's a
boy on
telephone
this side
pole
had been over there. On that side, it wouldn't have been interference. He don't ever call interference.
Oh, that's correct. It was right in front of the Rogers coach.
Yeah, sure.
And that'll be first down and 10 now for the Rogers Mounties.
If you'll notice in high school football, if you get way ahead, you do go to getting, colored calls going the other way.
First down and 10 for Rogers from the Panther 34-yard line. This will be the last play of the third quarter. Harden hands off up the middle to Durham, up to the 30, 25, and brought down. And that's the... No, we've got 8 seconds. I was wrong.
Dunham runs with that football, but he didn't run over our man out there, that Jeff Brooks. Old Brooks eyeballed him and hit him. Did he not run out the clock?
I felt sure that would, but it didn't.
14 seconds, I see there.
2 seconds.
No, that's 11 seconds.
Okay, that's the end of the third quarter of play.
Well, I was looking at one end of an ought, and by golly, you were right.
Our score, Benton 27 and Rogers nothing. We'll be back in 1 minute. Back in 1 minute. Okay, we are getting ready to start the fourth quarter of play. It's first down and 10 now for Rogers from the Benton 22-yard line. Harden rolls out right side, picks up a couple and ran out of bounds over on the far sideline. And we're at C.W. Lewis Stadium. Our score, Benton 27 and Rogers 0. Rogers, though, down on about the Benton 22-yard line. And that will bring up a second down and 4 for Rogers on the Panther 16-yard line. Just now started the fourth period of play. Wide receiver to the left. Harden is the quarterback for Rogers. He's number 8. Draw up the middle to Durham, and nothing there for Mr. Durham.
Burnett, Scott Long, and Corey Hill were all in on that play, and they like to got him way back in the backfield. Well, they put that ball up there where he didn't even lose anything. They hit him back here 4 or 5 yards deep, and of course he did dive forward, but they fixed him up a little on the ball. Here's where we need to hold him right here. Third down, about 4.
Third down and 4 now for Rogers. Ball spotted on the Panther 16-yard line. Wide receiver to both sides. Wide side of the field nearest. Penalty flags up. Ball away on a pass, incomplete. As a lot of things were happening very quickly.
I'll tell you what it's going to be. It's going to be a motion penalty against them, and we don't want to take it. We don't want to take it if it's not holding. If it's holding, let's take it.
Nelson,
but if it's motion, let's don't take it.
Nelson, that time number 45, Rod Boyne for Benton, came through and really hit the quarterback.
He's playing that nose man position up there, and he got through there in a hurry. I believe it's just motion. And so, are they going to take it? I wouldn't take that penalty. That gives them another pass.
Because that'll bring up 4th down if they decline it.
Yeah, it'd have been 4th down if they declined it, but I wasn't taking that penalty at all. I would have.
11:25 left in the ball game. Panthers 27, and the Mountaineers a Rogers 0.
Now, you know good and well they're going to throw this time, so I don't know where we're going to put a blitz on them or not. If we do, we better get him because he's liable to hit the man for a touchdown.
Rogers up to the line of scrimmage. 2nd down and 9 from the Panther 21-yard line. 2 men wide to the left for Rogers. Quick count. Lincoln back. Penalty flag's up, and Callahan's going to get him for about a 5-yard loss.
I don't know. Maybe we were offside or something.
The flags were thrown right at the snap of the ball.
Yeah. I don't know whether...
The officials are conferring with Callahan for Benton.
Yeah, it's against him. Now, don't take the penalty. Take the 4th down situation. Turn it down. Don't take it.
Calls the ball's back around the 25.
Yeah. Well, the dadgum, surely they're going to... They took it again.
Well, it's going to be a 5-yarder. And they picked up about a yard more loss, but they get the down again.
Dadgummit, they don't need that. They need to not take those penalties. I think the coaching staff was waving, don't take it.
Okay, 3rd down, 13 for Rogers from the Benton 26-yard line. Man in motion away from us, and movement by the left tackle for Rogers.
About 4 of them moved in there. So that'll be another 5-yard penalty. They're going to be plumb out of field goal range now.
Well, maybe all this will pay off if that happens.
Well, I don't know. I still don't like to give them any shots at it.
Just over 11 minutes left in this ball game. Benton 27, Rogers 0. And that will make it 3rd down and 18. It started out 3rd down and 4. Now it's 3rd down 18 for Rogers.
Here comes
from the
Scott
31.
Philstrom out here wide, and I think that's who they're going to throw to, this little wide receiver out here.
Man in motion away from us. 2 wide receivers.
He's going to throw the other way.
Drop back pass. There it goes, and it's going to be incomplete around the 27.
Corey Hill almost intercepted that for a touchdown. He ran in front of him and caused him to miss it. Now it's 4th down now, hoping no penalty.
And they're going to have to punt it because that would be about a 45-yard field goal.
Dang it, if I'm down on 30, I'd go for it. If I was that far behind, I wouldn't punt it.
That's true. What you got to lose.
Yeah, what you got to lose.
And that looks like what they're going to do. They're going to go for it.
I think they will, yeah.
It's going to be 4th down and 18 for Rogers on the Panther 31-yard line. Drop back pass by Harden.
Better get some rush on him.
Fires it away. Nearly intercepted, but it's going to be incomplete around the 5-yard line.
That's Jeff Brooks back there defending. He did a great job, and Tony Wright was right over there to help him. So it's our ball at the 30-yard line. That was good defense all the way around.
10 minutes and 35 seconds left in this ball game. Our score, Benton Panthers 27, Rogers Mountie 0. The Panthers take over on downs. They will have it 1st down and 10 at their own 31-yard line as they hold off a scoring drive by Rogers. Up to the line of scrimmage now.
Got a new quarterback.
Yeah, number 13, Tommy Cody is in there.
Run, Tommy Cody.
Ball is snapped up the middle to Dennis Little. Dennis still churning and picks up maybe 1-2 yards on that play. So Tommy Cody is in there. Also in there for the Panthers, number 1, Robert Godino, and number 23, Kirk Shellnut. So we've got Shellnut, Godino, and Little, and Cody in the backfield.
And here's Tony Wright playing tight end in place of Scott Long.
And split in wide to the left is Kelly Williams. So we're getting a lot of new players in there for Benton. 2nd down and 9 now for Benton from their own 32-yard line. And off up the middle to, who was it? Number 1, Godino, and he gets out to about the 35. So Godino picks him up 3 or 4.
65, 51. 51. Bill Fogey's in the ball game playing offensive right guard. Number 65, Rusty Winfield is in there. The center now is number 74, Dwight Everett.
Okay.
Dwight Everett's playing center. He's a big boy, too.
Third down and 5 now for Benton from their own 36-yard line. Cody hands off up the middle. Gadino, first down. Gadino at the 50, at the 45, at the 35, at the 20, at the 15. Will he make it? Yes, touchdown, Robert Gadino.
I'll tell you what, when Robert came through the line of scrimmage there, now people, I want to tell you, they hit him all over. He was down all the way with his left hand on the ground, the ball under the right hand, and he ran that way for about 5 yards. But he ran all the way for a touchdown. Everybody on this ball club plays good football, and they did then. They knocked the hole for him over here.
Nelson,
put the first-string line back in.
Robert Gadino is 5'8", 135 pounds, and he's a sophomore.
But he's got a heart bigger than number 3 wash tub. That boy really tries hard. And he does play good. And they showed he had a little speed then. I thought that boy was going to catch him.
And good balance. The player for Rogers had the angle on him.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Well, right behind him, he just outrun him.
Tony Wright will be holding for the point after. And Scott Long kicking it. It's up and no good. Our score, Benton 33, Rogers 0. We'll be back in 1 minute. That was about a 65-yard touchdown run by Robert Gadino. There's the kickoff to Rogers, and the Rogers ball player slides down around the 29. And that's where Rogers will have it first down and 10.
That ball's on a 19, Bob. I tell you what this ball club reminds me of. This ball club reminds me of a ball club that we used to have 8 or 10 years ago, where they never quit trying. They weren't great football players, but they'd have 2 or 3 that were great ones, and we got 2 or 3 great ones here now. But they all tried, and they all had effort. You know what it is? It's the coaching staff.
Right.
Dwight has a right approach, and so does all of his assistants.
First down and 10 now for Rogers from their own 18-yard line. Ball is snapped to Harden. Harden drops back. Plenty of time. Looks downfield. Runs out of the pocket. He's going to run it, and he's out to about the 25.
But he paid the price for doing that, and it didn't help his cause any. There goes Bill Folke back in that ball game again. He built low to the ground. Strong. Hard to move out of there. And he's going to go in there nose man now because he's taking out Rod Bowen. That boy has played a ball game. That Bowen boy has. And he's played well tonight.
8 minutes, 21 seconds left in the ball game. Second down and 3 now for Rogers on their own 26-yard line. Busted play.
Yeah, but old Dennis Little was back in there and got him.
For about a 2-yard loss.
Yeah. 72 is in there. That's a new one on me. That's Kirby Capel. He was in there. Kirby did a good job coming through the center of the line there and getting back in there.
Number 85, Kyle Snyder, checking in now for the Benton Panthers. We'll try to get all these names in there as we can.
Yeah, 63 is coming out. Bobby Van Cleve, good football player. 74, at Dwight Everett is in there on defense, playing defensive tackle.
Third down and 5 for Rogers from their own 24-yard line.
And old Dwight Everett made the tackle.
And no gain on that as Durham tries it right up the middle.
Yes, sir, that was a good play. I tell you what, old Dwight Everett then, he just stood that offensive guard right straight up there and just held him there. And then when the ball carrier got there, he let him have it. So it's got it down. Fourth down, we're going to get the ball back again. There's Gadino. He's trying to get back in there on everything. He doesn't run for that touchdown, boy. He's ready to go.
I think you had your off switch off. Couldn't hear you.
Is it off now?
You're on now. You were leaning over on your off switch.
I see.
Fourth down, and Rogers will have to punt it away. And look who's back deep. Stan Carson, also Robert Gadino back there. And they passed for it, and they've got a first down, Nelson. And
I don't blame them. That's a good play.
And they're going to be out to
they
about
caught us asleep, and that'll teach us something from here on.
And they're all the way out to their own 49-yard line.
Here's Chris Gatton going into the ball game. Bill Fogarty back in. Dwight Everett back in.
Playing a whole bunch of players.
Randy Robinson is in the ball game.
Okay, we'll get a few more in just a moment. It's first down and 10 for Rogers on their own 48-yard line, and there they go offsides. Penalty flag slide.
Offside. That made him a 5-yard penalty. Bob, I tell you what, these ball games are twice as short as they were the last 2 or 3 or 4 years. When you're winning, these games are a lot shorter. I know they run the clock faster, do something. I don't know what it is, but I guarantee you that they're shorter ball games somehow.
Bobby Van Cleve checks out, and I did not see who replaced him, but
I think 52, and yeah, that's Randy Robinson.
Kirk Shelnut checking
Kirk
in, and number
Shelnut's in
30,
there.
Jeff Brooks, checks out.
Yeah.
It's first down and 15 for Rogers on their own 43-yard line. Harden, the quarterback, hands off to Durham, and he's going to be brought down the line of scrimmage.
Yes, sir. Kirk Shelnut got him over there. I don't believe he made a thing. Oh, he might have picked up a half yard.
Clock is now running with 6 minutes and 15 seconds remaining in this ball game. Our score, Benton 33 and Rogers 0. Arkansas Razorback football tomorrow night at 6:40 on K107 FM. It's second down and 14 for Rogers from their own 44.
Oh, double reverse. And he blocked our man down on this side. He'll go all the way probably.
Down to the 30.
He won't either.
Tony Wright got him at about the 25.
Tony Wright saved a touchdown down at the 20-yard line. When he get through this ball game, I talk about them Rebels and the Hogs play tomorrow night. I got to go out here to a little thing, a friend of mine's house, and talk to some of them Rebels out there. They're going to be out there tonight, and I'm going to take my billy clubs and my shotguns and go out there and talk to them boys and see what's going on with the Rebs.
5 minutes and 45 seconds left in the ball game. First down and 10 now for Rogers on the Panther 21-yard line. Joe Harden, number 8, is the quarterback for them. Handoff to Durham up the middle, finds a hole, gets down to the 15 before he is brought down by several Benton Panthers. Tony Wright was there. Lincoln hit him head on, though.
Lincoln hit him, Craig Lincoln hit him right straight head on and held on to him, too. He's got about second and long? 6? Yeah. I hope they don't score down there. We've got our second team in there.
Okay, it's going to be second down and 5, Nelson, from the Panthers 16-yard line. Clock running with 5:28 to go. Hand off to Durham up the middle, picks up a couple of 3 more, and he's down around the
Kirby Capel
10-yard line.
Tackle, along with number 85, Kyle Snyder.
We are approaching the 5-minute mark in this ball game. Benton 33 and Rogers 0. Well, next week.
We've got this game won, there's no doubt about it, but I like to see how we play.
Third down and 1 for Rogers on the Panther 12-yard line. Wide receiver to the right. Hand off Durham up the middle. Picks up a couple of 3 and more than likely a first down.
Yeah, that's first down. He's getting down there about the 6-yard line. He's getting close scoring. I don't know whether I could stand over there and not put my ball club in there or not. I just feel like it. They need to be in there and try to see if they can stop him down there. Number
first
6
down.
is in this ball game. Chris Gatton is in there.
Clock running with 4:30 to go in the ball game.
The middle linebacker.
It's first down for Rogers from the Panther 8-yard line. Hand off to Monty, right tackle, couple of yards there. I'd like to remind you that 1 week from tonight, the Panthers will be back here at C.W. Lewis Stadium against Conway. Airtime on K107 FM at 7:15, kickoff at 7:30.
We got a man down out there. Hate to see that. I think that's Randy Robinson, but I'm not sure that it is.
And I believe that is that's the first injury I believe that we've had this year, and that's good.
Well,
knock on wood.
Looks like it might be a knee. I hate to see that. I'm hoping it's not. Maybe it's not.
Let's take a 1-minute break, and we'll be right back.
celebration. Worship services are at 8:30 and 11 o'clock. Sunday school at 9:45.
I see, Nelson. That is number 52, Randy Robinson, and he is being helped off the field. Looks like a right knee or right ankle. Looks like an ankle. They have his shoe and sock off of him.
Out there, he knows what he needs. I think it's his ankle rather than his knee. And I hope the heck it is, because those are not as bad as knees.
Okay, everybody gives Robinson a hand as he is brought off the field. At C.W. Lewis Stadium, it's going to be 2nd down and 4 now for Rogers. And nothing there as he is.
What, them little old second stringers are battling it out with him down there. I want to see who made that tackle. 42 made it. That's our old boy Craig Lincoln. He keeps making it. That's 3rd down goal from about the 1 yard line. And my gosh, he's going to leave him in there.
Well, they've gone this far. Might as well leave them, I guess.
Well, sure, they learned something, but the other team's scoring on them. And what difference does it make where we shut him out or not?
3 minutes, 45 seconds left in the ball game. 3rd down and 2 now for Rogers from the Benton 2-yard line. Handoff up the middle, Monty.
That is a touchdown.
And it certainly is over the right tackle. So with only 3.5 minutes left in the ball game, Rogers scores for the first time in this ball game. It's 33 for Benton and 6 for Rogers.
You know, the thing about it is, I know that makes the Rogers coaching staff feel a little bit better being able to score. And I think they couldn't look with any other thing than favor on Dwight to let him do that, because actually that's what you do. You let them score, because he could have put his first team in there and probably stopped. Oh, that's no good. Hit the goal post and bounced out.
Okay, let's take a 60-second timeout. The score, Benton 33, Rogers 6. Well, Rogers tried an onside kick. It didn't work, and the Panthers have good field position about their own 48-yard line.
Ball bounced right to Rusty Wingfield, and he did exactly the right thing. He caught it and fell on the ground right on top of it where nobody could get it away from it. Well, let's see. Tommy Cody's coming back in there again. And let me see who else he's got in that backfield, Bob. He's got a completely new backfield, looks like, in there. Cody and, well, there's Dennis Little, I guess.
Number Kirk Shellnut, I believe, is back there.
Yeah, he can run with that football, too, I'll tell you.
Cadino, pitch out to Cadino.
Bad pitch out.
Still rolling around.
Cadino never quit hustling until he got the ball.
Good hustle by Cadino. Even though
bad pitch out there.
Ball is going to be back around the 33-yard line, somewhere in that area of Benton. So quite a bit of a loss there, about 10, 15 yards.
Steve Lane in the ball game. Number 76 is in the ball game.
I believe just about everybody's going to get to play tonight.
I believe they are. Dwight Everett is still the center. I can't find 76 on there.
2 minutes and 45 seconds left in the ball game. 2nd down and, what is that? 2nd down 25 for Benton from their own 33-yard line up the middle. Cadino, and nothing there as he is really stacked up.
Yeah.
Our score, Benton 33 and Rogers 6. Benton's next game. We're right here at C.W. Lewis Stadium. Like to see you come out and watch them. They're playing good football this year. If you cannot come out and watch it, listen to it on K107 FM. Airtime at 7:15. Kickoff at 7:30. That's Benton Conway next Friday night right here at C.W. Lewis Stadium. 3rd down and 23 for the Panthers from their own 35. Tommy Cody across the middle. Incomplete. That ball was intended for number 5, Kelly Williams.
Yeah. He was there just a little bit high. Well thrown ball. That's long as it had some zip to it. Well, here he comes. He's putting his big ones back in there now. I don't know whether it's 4th down. Yeah, it's 4th down. That's why he's putting them back in.
Punting team.
Yeah. 2 minutes and what, 4 seconds or something?
About 2 minutes and 4 seconds left in the ball game.
Yeah.
And back deep to punt for Benton will be number 14, Tony Wright, and he is back on his own 22-yard line. Ball snapped, gets a good spiral kick.
He'll fumble that though, won't he?
Taken on about the 30, and that's where he's brought down.
Yeah, man.
I was talking to Dwight Fife this morning, and I said, Dwight, boy, your specialty teams really hustle. He said, Bob, they better hustle. If they don't, we'll put someone else in, and that's the way he feels about those specialty teams.
He don't have to put somebody else in because every one of them hustle like
They do.
down through there.
He said, we don't put them in there to earn a letter. They're in there to do a job, and that's exactly what they do.
I wish I had that tackle's name as number 76, and he's not listed in this roster. He just got on a different jersey than what he is, but he got to play, and I'd sure like to call his name and say something about him.
A minute 43 left in the ball game. Double reverse for Rogers.
Oh,
and he
Lordy.
gets away. He's up to the 40, 45, 50. Penalty flags down as we have a clipping. Still going and brought down around the Benton 30, but we're going to have a clip back up on about the 45-yard line of Rogers right in front of us.
Yeah, and that's a pretty good one, too.
The video replay of the night's game as well. Now we're talking about, we're going to have the video picture and our audio. Now it's just like a regular football game on the tube. This ball game, Tuesday night at 7 o'clock on Cable Channel 5 in Benton. So tune your TVs to Cable Channel 5 in Benton if you're on Jones Cable TV, and watch the full video replay of this ball game Tuesday night at 7. It will include halftime activities with the Benton Band, Benton Pep Steppers. And there's a 15-yard penalty against Rogers for clipping. And it will be first down and 9 from their own 32-yard line. Wide receiver to the right. Harden drops back, fires one downfield, incomplete, way over the head of his intended receiver.
Well, we got number 9 out there in that ball game defending on that play, and we don't have his number down here.
Well, apparently those
got
are
25. Those boys are playing on
those
the
are sophomores.
Yeah, they're sophomores and B-teamers.
And they're not even on our roster.
They're out there playing.
83 checking in. We really apologize. We do not.
We don't know who it is, but we know he's in there. Wish we could call his name. I see. Cornwell playing in a defensive halfback position out there.
Second down and 9 for Rogers from their own 32-yard line. Hart drops back to pass.
Get in there on him
Lots
now.
of time. Fires one downfield. Penalty flag, and it's intercepted by the Benton player, I believe.
Yes, sir. And I don't believe they're going to call pass interference, but I don't think that's pass interference.
Well, we caught the ball. They could. Was it offensive pass interference?
No, they're going to call it against Benton. You don't call it against a team that's losing. You call it against a team that's winning. See?
Well, I don't know. Now, I was always under the impression, if you came up with the ball and you were in front, I mean,
well,
that's the rule. If he was going for the ball.
That's not a bad idea. Look, they think that they're going to get the ball way down there, but they're not. That's a 15-yard penalty from the point of the ball. So it's up to about the 45-yard line.
From the line of scrimmage.
Yeah,
right.
From the line of scrimmage.
1 minute and 5 seconds left in this ball game. Benton 33, Rogers 6.
We don't have any of these numbers, folks. Sorry. 26. Don't have him either.
If you're watching this Tuesday night or listening to it live now, you know if that's your grandson or son playing that number. He's in the ball
we wish
game.
we were able to call his name, but we just don't have the numbers matched up with the boys, because these boys are varsity B teams and 10th graders.
First down and 10 for Rogers from their own 46-yard line. Back to pass, fires one down the middle. Almost intercepted by number 9.
And then he batted it up, and Dennis Little almost caught it.
And we don't have number 9's name.
No, we don't have his name.
But he nearly did it.
Name.
Looked like
played it good, though, I'll tell you that. He got right up there, right where he should have been, and just all but caught the ball.
We have got about 41 seconds left in this ball game. Benton Panthers 33, Rogers Mounties 6. Panthers will play here next week against the Conway Wampus Cats. Airtime at 7:15 right here. Back to pass. Rogers quarterback way down there, and it's going to be incomplete. Good play by number 25 and by number 9.
Number 9 again. He was right back at 25 and number 9. That ought to be getting about third down, didn't it?
Yeah, 3rd down and 10.
It's only about 36 seconds or something, I think. I don't know. I can't see the pole right between me and the digit there. 36 looks like.
Rogers up to the line of scrimmage. 3rd down and 10 from their 46-yard line as you hear the Benton band in the background. Ball is centered. Back to pass. Rolled out right side with a lot of time. Out of the pocket. Harden. He's running. He's up to the 50, down to the 45. 1st down, and then he is really brought down.
51. That's Bill Fogarty. I got a number there. I don't know how Bill, big as he is, he ever got